Stan Gibilisco here. I'm going to describe batteries connected in series, DC electrochemical batteries usually, connected in series like links in a chain. Series just means one after the other like this. Suppose that we have 4 batteries. We can do away with this little zigzag here, which just is there to indicate that this can have anywhere from 2 to hundreds of batteries in series. If we connect 4 1.5 volt flashlight cells in series, we'll get 4 times 1.5, and believe me, I'll try my best to do my math right. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6 volts. They don't all have to have the same voltage though. This might be 6 volts. This might be 9 volts for a total of 15 volts. This might be 12 volts for a total of 27 volts. Is that right? And then this might be 3 volts again for a total of 30 volts, assuming there are just 4 of these. Well, that's simple enough, and the cells don't all have to be the same physical size. They don't all have to have the same energy capacity. As a matter of fact, they're usually not the same unless they all happen to be identical. But the interesting thing comes when we talk about the current delivered by this source of voltage. The total voltage E is the sum of the voltages E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus ... plus E sub n. But the current delivered works according to Ohm's law. But when you do that, suppose you place a load here like a light bulb. This has a resistance R. These total batteries have a voltage E. So the current I equals the voltage divided by the resistance. So if you have 30 volts and 300 ohms of resistance for a load, you get 1/10 of an ampere. But that's not just the resistance of the load. These batteries or cells each have their own internal resistances, and they are connected in series as well, and they contribute to the total resistance, which thereby contributes to the current that you actually get in the load here, whatever it may be. Not only that, the internal resistance of a voltage source like an electrochemical cell or battery usually varies depending on how much current you demand from it. And I'm not sure how that function works, whether I think the internal resistance goes up as the current demand goes up. But I'm not positive about that, but I'm positive that it does change. So if you want to be precise about it, it can get enormously complicated, and the only real way to precisely determine what the current will be in a situation like this is to go ahead and place a milliammeter or ammeter in series with the load and the battery or batteries and find out, measure it, because it won't always perfectly agree with Ohm's law. As a matter of fact, it almost never will. But for all practical, or rather theoretical intents and purposes, Ohm's law does apply here. So voltages add in series, but the total deliverable current depends upon a whole lot of things that would go well beyond the scope of this video. So something that was very simple, Stan Gibilisco, has turned into something extremely complicated. That's one of my favorite things. I love doing that. But I hope you're not too confused. The basic rule is very simple. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.